what is the location of your emergency?
Please help me. I just got off work and
Okay, what's the location?
my boyfriend called me. The address is Melbourne 32904.
Okay. What was the street name again?
June 11th, 2021, West Melbourne, Florida. A mother calls 911 and pleads for help.
Okay, do you need police, fire, and medical?
My boyfriend just told me he said he had a seizure while my 4-year-old was in the bath and that he's not breathing.
Okay, let me get us over to fire rescue then. Stay on the line. Don't hang up.
He's not breathing. He's not breathing.
I have to get you over to fire rescue if you're saying that somebody's not breathing. I'm also going to get it over to the proper agency.
Fire rescue, what is the address of your emergency?
My son was in the bathtub when my boyfriend had a seizure, and he said he's not breathing.
Okay, all right, ma'am. You said, okay, ma'am. When you yell into the phone, it disconnects it and distorts it. Say it one more time without yelling. Okay, what's your apartment number? Okay, ma'am. What's your apartment number? All right, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Let's get him out of the tub. Can you get him out of the tub?
I'm there. He said, I just got off work and he asked me to call
him. Ma'am, okay. Are you there with him now, ma'am?
No, I'm trying to drive. I'm passing BJ's Brew House right now.
All right, do you have a phone number? Ma'am, do you have a phone number to where the patient is?
I do. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't even know it. I think it's 323.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. When you raise your voice, it distorts it. Say it again, please.
I don't know it. I just don't know it. I don't know what else to tell my head.
What is your name, ma'am? What is your name? What is your name? Okay. All right. Here, listen. Apartment number 3, correct?
Please,
ma'am, is that correct? Is that the correct address?
Yes, that is. That's it. Please.
Okay. Now, all right, let's concentrate. Do you have a phone number to where somebody is that I could call them so I can give CPR instructions?
321.
Who is that? Who is going to get that? Who's going to get me there? What's that person's name?
That's Josh Nance. He's my boyfriend.
Josh. Okay, all right. I'm going to call Josh right now. I'm hanging up.
When police arrived, they said that the 3-year-old boy's face was swollen and there were obvious signs of trauma. They also said they found several open containers of children's Tylenol and cold compresses, which appeared to show that someone tried to treat the child at home. An autopsy determined that the child had been abused for at least 3 weeks prior to his death. The medical examiner said there were significant signs of hemorrhaging and bruising that were in various states of healing. Officers said the autopsy also revealed the child had a broken rib, a broken tooth, damage to his esophagus, and at least 7 stab wounds to the head, at least 3 of which showed signs of healing. Other evidence also shows texts between the mother and the boyfriend about the child. The text exchanges included phrases like "F him," as well as "he's being a jerk" and "sorry, he's being sick." 25-year-old Joshua Mans and 27-year-old Erica Dotson face charges of first-degree felony murder, aggravated child abuse, and neglect of a child with great bodily harm.
She's the mother and certified nursing assistant police say couldn't take care of her 3-year-old son.
Charges of first-degree murder, aggravated manslaughter of a child, aggravated child abuse.
West Melbourne police say 27-year-old Erica Dotson wrote text messages to her boyfriend and co-defendant Josh Mans about putting her son Jameson Nance in several timeouts and treating the toddler's injuries themselves.
Are you able to hire an attorney to help you with these charges?
No, sir.
Tonight, Dotson's employer, Health First, says she's now suspended from her duties as a CNA.
Both are being held without bond, and no trial date has been set.
Hampton County 911, where's your emergency?
This is Alex Murdaugh at 4147 Moselle Road. I need the police to answer immediately.
In Colleton County, South Carolina, at around 10 p.m., a man calls 911 from his home and describes a very gruesome scene.
My wife and child got badly.
Okay, you said 4147 Moselle Road in Arlington?
Sir?
You said 4147 Moselle Road in Arlington?
Yes, sir. 4147 Moselle Road.
Stay on the line with me, okay?
Hurry.
Yes, sir. Stay on the line with me, okay?
Hello?
I'm still here. Stay on the line. I'm still here, okay? Colleton, I have an Alex Murdaugh on the line, caller from 4147 Moselle Road. He's advising that his wife and child was shot. Mr. Murdaugh, go ahead and talk to Colleton.
It's 4147 Moselle Road. I've been up to it now. It's bad.
Okay. Okay, and are they breathing?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and you said it's your wife and your son?
My wife and my son.
Are they in a vehicle?
No, ma'am. They're on the ground out at my kennels.
Okay, and did you see anyone? Okay, is he breathing at all?
No, nobody.
Is she? Okay, do you see anything? Do you see anyone in the area?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
What color is your house on the outside? What color is your house on the outside?
It's white. You can't see it from the road.
Okay, is it a house or a mobile home?
It's a house.
Okay, and what is your name?
My name is Alex Murdaugh.
Okay, and did you hear anything, or did you come home and find them?
No, ma'am. I've been gone. I just came back.
Okay, and was anyone else supposed to be at your house?
No, ma'am. Please hurry.
We're getting somebody out there to you.
Oh. Oh, man. Oh.
Okay, what is her name?
Maggie and Paul.
Maggie is her name?
Yes, ma'am. And please hurry.
We're getting somebody out there to you. Me asking you these questions, don't slow them down, okay? And you sure they're not breathing? Is he moving at all, your son? I know you said that she was shot, but what about your son?
Nobody. They're not. Neither one of them's moving.
What is your telephone number? And does anything look out of place?
Ma'am, I not particularly, really, no, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
All right, I'm going back down there. Are they close, ma'am?
Yeah, they've been en route with you ever since you've got on the phone with me. I have multiple people coming out there to you. Okay, can you do me a favor, Mr. Murdaugh, and turn on the flashers on your car so that way they can see where the kennels are?
21. Do you have your flashers on for me, Mr. Murdaugh?
Yes.
Okay. I don't want you to touch them at all, okay? I don't know if you've already touched them, but I don't want you to touch them just in case they can get any kind of evidence, okay?
I'd already touched them trying to get to see if they were breathing.
Okay. Well, I just don't want you to move anything just in case they can get any kind of evidence, okay?
Oh. Ma'am, I'm going to call. I need to call some of my family.
Okay. Well, do me a favor for me. Whenever you see the officer or the medics, because they're all coming to you.
Absolutely.
Okay. But we have them come in, turn on the flashes on your vehicle so they can see you, okay? You got the flashers on for me?
I do.
Okay. All right. Just whenever you see them.
Okay.
How old is your son?
22.
Okay. All right. We're getting them out there to you, okay?
And I will answer if you call.
All right.
So there's a lot in this case, and I want you guys to keep in mind that this is all allegedly. So Alex Murdaugh said that he came home to find his 52-year-old wife, Maggie Murdaugh, and son, Paul Murdaugh, shot to death in their home near a dog kennel. Both were shot with an assault rifle and a shotgun. Police said early on into the investigation that Alex Murdaugh was a person of interest. However, family claimed that he has a rock-solid alibi. He was visiting his dying father at the hospital at the time of the killings.
On the day of those murders, Alex Murdaugh had just taken his dying father back to the hospital, and he went to check on his mother. His family tells us when he returned to his home, he made that gruesome discovery.
So the Murdaughs are an influential family with 3 generations of prosecutors from 1920 to 2005. They've sent thousands of people to prison and dozens to death row, while the family law firm, which specializes in personal injury cases, has won millions in several lawsuits over the years.
The Murdaughs are one of the most prominent families in South Carolina, part of the legal establishment going back almost a century. 3 generations of Murdaughs held the solicitor's job in this region for years. They also own a prominent law firm where Randy and Alec currently work today.
So they are basically a powerful and wealthy legal family. Now, this is where it gets a little weird. At the time of Paul Murdaugh's murder, he had charges pending against him. In February 24th of 2019, surveillance video captures Paul Murdaugh and friends getting onto a boat that killed Mallory Beach. According to witness testimonies, the group of friends decided to board the 17-foot boat, and when Murdaugh allegedly accelerated the boat full throttle, following an argument between the group of friends, all 6 of the passengers were ejected, resulting in Mallory's death. And I actually managed to find the 911 call and the dispatch audio of the incident. By the way, this video is by the Island Packet, and it was edited by Gene Reese.
What bridge is Paul, what bridge is this? Paul, what bridge?
911, where's your emergency? Hello? Police, fire, ambulance? Hello?
We're in a boat crash on Arthur Street.
Whereabouts on Arthur Street?
In Arthur Street, the only bridge on Arthur Street.
Archer Street?
Archer's Creek.
Archer's Creek. Archer's Creek. Is it? Okay. What's going on?
It's by Paris Island.
Right. What's going on?
We're in a boat crash.
You know what kind of a?
A boat crash.
A boat? Did you say a boat crash?
A boat crash.
Okay, so you're at the dock? Hello, are you at the dock?
No, we just crashed in a boat.
Okay, are you in the water or are you?
We're in the boat.
Okay.
We have someone missing.
Okay. Hang on 1 second, okay?
I'm calling in reference to a boat crash. There's 6 people on board. They currently have 1 missing. All right, it's in Archer's Creek, which is right there off of Paris Island. There's a bridge on Paris Island. They're underneath it. They crashed into the bridge.
Alpha 29, that's right.
29. 10-4. I'll be en route to the Bell Bridge. Can you also notify Port Royal and the PMO know as well?
Affirmative, we're making notifications.
Okay, do you have a description of that person? It's 1 female. That's all the description I have of her right now.
EMS 1 respond to an accident with injuries. 50 Marina Drive Boulevard on Paris Island. Repeating. It's going to be a change in that location. They're on Malecon Drive, down right before you get to the traffic circle.
Copy.
County's on scene, Port Royal's on scene. Evidently, the girl was sitting on her boyfriend's lap when they hit the bridge at a high rate of speed, and now she's missing.
Which bridge did they hit? The one on the causeway?
Stand by, sir. They hit the actual Paris Island Bridge, right? We don't know. They're not. They just keep telling us they hit the bridge. 310 got on scene. He said the fog is pretty thick. At first, he couldn't even find who they were.
Paul Murdaugh, who was charged with driving the boat, had a blood alcohol level of more than 3 times the legal limit at the time of the crash. And Richard Stripp, a forensic toxologist, said, "A blood sample confirms that Paul Murdaugh was significantly intoxicated. His reaction time, vision, and motor skills would have been impaired." Also, police officers who responded to the scene of the crash did not offer Murdaugh a sobriety test, a move the public criticized, and one cited in a recent court filing as an example of law enforcement's failure to conduct an appropriate investigation. Murdaugh did not spend any time in jail and pleaded not guilty to the charges against him. A judge released him on a $50,000 personal recognizance bond. And I've never heard of a personal recognizance bond, so I looked it up and I found this. Personal recognizance means the pretrial release of a defendant from jail or arrest by a judicial officer without bail. The defendant is released on the basis of a promise made by him or her to return to the court. A defendant is released upon some conditions imposed by the court ordering the release, and often without bond. So many criticized the way police and the courts handled the boat crash case and said Murdaugh received special treatment because of his prominent family. He was never handcuffed at his bond hearing. His jail mugshot taken in the courthouse hallway with an iPhone 7 Plus and depicted Murdaugh in a collared shirt, not an orange jumpsuit. Also, before Paul Murdaugh was murdered and before the boating incident that killed Mallory, Paul, who was 17 at the time, was charged on May 29th of 2017 for purchase or or possession of beer or wine by a minor. He was sentenced to attend an alcohol diversion program. The charges were later dismissed after the program was completed, and according to the Island Packet, investigators are looking into the possibility that Paul was the intended target and his mother Maggie was killed for simply just being there.
I want to ask you, Riley, if you know anything more about the potential target here, because everybody seemed to jump right away to the target being, and maybe that this was revenge for the case from 2019, but not many people are talking about the potential for the parents maybe being the target. Is there anything out there to point to who the target really was supposed to be, Riley?
Well, right now there's no really concrete evidence or concrete theories as of, who the target should have been or who was supposed to be in this shooting that happened last week on that family property. A lot of the rumors swirling around was that the fact that Paul was most likely the target of this shooting, and that the mom, that Maggie, happened to just, be in the presence of Paul at the time when this happened, and was just, happened to be there, and that was why that she could have possibly been involved. Other than that, I mean, there's really no concrete evidence that points us to say, maybe Alex and Maggie were the target, or maybe Paul and his brother were the target. There's really no evidence to suggest any of that right now, at least, from what we're hearing from law enforcement here in the Low Country.
They also reported that around town, where the Murdaughs are both liked and feared, there's no end to the rumors of whodunit and a long list of potential enemies, from former employees to people that help prosecute or sue. Many people are afraid to talk for fear they will now be considered suspects acting out of revenge. Like I said, there's a lot in this case, and there's a lot more to it. I mean, I was going down a rabbit hole, and I had to stop. Conspiracy allegations are even thrown at this case too. But yeah, no arrests have been made, and no suspects have been named as of now. So the investigation is still ongoing, and it's probably gonna take a while to know what actually happened, or if we're ever gonna find out what actually did happen.
Do you think anyone in your family interfered in any way?
No.
Do you feel like some of the perception of your family has been wrong?
Yes. I see words like dynasty used and power. And I don't know exactly how people use those words, but we're just regular people, and we're hurting just like they would be hurting if this had happened to them.
What is the address of your emergency?
911, there's been a shooting.
Where?
At the Publix at the Royal Palm Beach Crossroads.
Do you have the address there?
Mark, do you got the address?
Is it the one on Southern Boulevard or Royal Palm Beach Boulevard?
Royal Palm Beach Boulevard.
Okay, who was shooting?
June 10th, 2021, Royal Palm Beach, Florida. Employees and customers from the Royal Palm Beach grocery store inside the Crossroads complex call 911 and say there's an active shooter.
I couldn't recognize his face. He's wearing all black. He had sunglasses and a black hat.
Is it
been shot a child?
Is the child on the floor right now?
We had to run. He started shooting multiple people.
Okay, is this Royal Palm Beach and Okeechobee?
Yes.
Okay. Where is he now?
I think he's in the store. I don't know. We just went in.
Okay, rest of this location is your emergency. Hey, it's PBS, so it's going to be for a shooting at 1180 Royal Palm Beach Boulevard, the Publix. Okay, is that where the person's located? Yeah, he's saying a suspect inside. Sir, is he still inside the Publix?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know if he's still in the Publix, but...
Was he white, black, or Hispanic?
He was white.
And you said he was wearing all black?
Yes.
Is the child still on the floor? Do you know?
I don't know. I don't know. I ran.
Okay, so we know, is it the child who was injured?
He said he was dead. He shot it in the head.
He shot a child in the head?
Yes.
Was it his child, or was it somebody he went up to?
I think it was somebody else's child. He just walked up and shot it.
Okay. How old did you say the child was?
It couldn't have been any more than like 3 or 4.
Okay. And it was inside the Publix.
Yes, ma'am. There are cameras inside the Publix.
Which side of the Publix do we go into? Is it the south side or the north side is where it was?
It was towards the back of the Publix in the produce section.
It was in the produce section?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you said he left?
I don't know if he left. There were more gunshots as I was running.
Do we know of only just the one person being shot?
I only know of the one person being shot. There were more gunshots, but I didn't see if anybody else got shot.
Okay. What is your name? Okay, where are you now?
I ran. I'm over by the Tire Kingdom in the plaza.
Are you guys seeing this as an active shooter? Do we know anything, like, to be still located, or? We're getting several calls. I don't know how they're treating it right now. Okay, tell us what shirt are you wearing?
I'm still in my Publix uniform.
Okay, so you're an employee?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, are people going into the hair place?
I don't know. Me and two other coworkers just ran out the back.
Okay.
Right now, I'm right next to the McDonald's and the Taco Bell in the plaza.
All right. So we're going to upgrade it to an active shooter since we don't have, okay. All right, thank you, Emma. All right, not a problem. All right, so do you have any more information? Did you know the suspect by any chance? Had you come to the Publix before?
No, ma'am.
You have no idea? All righty.
I have no.
And you just saw him shoot the child, right? You didn't see him shoot anybody else?
Yes, I saw him shoot. Don't go in the Publix.
Was he white, black, Hispanic? White male. White male.
White male.
Younger, older?
He looked older, maybe mid-40s to early 50s.
Okay. And the child that he shot, was he white, black, Hispanic?
He was white.
Okay. Okay. Do you remember what color shirt he was wearing?
The child?
No, the shooter. Remember, he's wearing black shirt?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember what color hair he had?
I don't know. He was wearing a black hat.
Black hat? Okay. Updating all that information. You're still in a safe place. You still stay away from that. I don't want
Yes, I'm sitting right outside the McDonald's.
Okay. Keep everyone that's with you out by that area, okay? We don't want anyone else going inside that inside the Publix.
Yeah, I'm warning anyone around the area.
Perfect. Good job. All right, we've got multiple units coming out as well. You'll see lots of us coming in there. There's going to be lots of units staging and then people gearing up, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You did a great job calling. You said your name. So I'm going to go ahead and drop off. Thank you, Emma. Wait on our command post with you guys. All right, gotcha. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we have officers there, okay?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect you, okay?
Okay.
911 emergency.
Yes, hi. There's an active shooter here at the Publix in Royal Palm Beach in the Commons.
What's the address?
It's in Royal Palm. It's right across from Taco Bell.
You said at the Publix?
In the Publix right now. Active shooter.
Okay, just give me 1 second. Where are you at, ma'am?
I'm outside. I'm trying to get people out of the Publix, but I'm outside the parking lot.
Is that 1180 Royal Palm Beach Boulevard?
1180, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you know who's doing the shooting?
No, ma'am. It might be a white male, maybe in his 60s. I believe he's shooting a lady. She was screaming.
Are you an employee there?
No, ma'am. Customer.
Can you recall like a description at all?
I believe he has a dark jacket on with a hat, a dark hat.
He's a white male?
He's a white male, yes, ma'am.
And you said with a hat, like a baseball cap?
Like a baseball cap, yes, ma'am.
where are you? I'm outside of Publix now.
Okay, what is your name? Confirm your phone number for me. Did he have a specific target that he was going after?
There was a woman screaming, and it looked like he was shooting at her. It was at in the produce department.
Was he saying anything?
No. He didn't say anything. Ma'am, don't go in there. Just don't go in there. There's an active shooting. Yes. Don't go in there.
Did he have any glasses, any scars, marks, tattoos,
No,
anything?
I didn't see any. It was like she had a long sleeve, or maybe a star jacket. No visible scars. White male, hat on.
And he just walked in and started shooting?
Well, I was walking in, and he was already shooting.
Oh, okay. Where are you in the parking lot, though?
I'm in front of the store by the handicap, next to the VIP now.
And what are you wearing?
I'm wearing a long sleeve gray shirt.
Okay, just sit tight. They're probably going to want to talk to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Okay.
All right.
A 69-year-old woman and a child unfortunately lost their lives. And according to CBS12.com, deputies said the shooting victims entered the store at around 11:07 a.m. At 11:29 a.m., a man entered the store carrying a golf putter that he used as a walking stick. At 11:30 a.m., the victims entered the produce section. A minute later, the man entered the produce section and added the eventual victims. At 11:34 a.m., with the child sitting in the shopping cart, the man then walked up and shot the child. The grandmother then struggled with the shooter, but he eventually shot her 1 minute later when she fell to the ground. He then turned the gun on himself.
We begin with breaking news and a live look at the Publix in Royal Palm Beach, where a man shot and killed a grandmother and her grandson. The Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office says they've identified the 3 deceased people in the produce section of this Publix in the 1100 block of Royal Palm Beach Boulevard, a quiet part of Palm Beach County. One victim is a grandmother. The other is her grandson, who would have turned 2 years old in just a few days. The third is the gunman who deputies say killed himself.
55-year-old Timothy J. Waugh was the man that committed this heinous crime. According to sources, Timothy made threats against children on social media, and families say he was a schizophrenic. He was also a carpenter working for a temp agency. He had been legally evicted from his ex-wife's home and had filed for bankruptcy. He appeared to be living in motels before the shooting. The shooting victims have not been identified at the request of the family. The motive for the shooting is not yet known.
In a press release Thursday night, the Sheriff's Office announced that although they have more to investigate, they have no known motive and no reason to believe the gunman and his victims knew each other. Shoppers who regularly go to this plaza told us they are simply stunned.
This is such a terrible thing to have happened, and just go by what it's always like. It's always peaceful, you know, it's always nice. People are very friendly.
Well, deputies say the victim's family has asked that their names not be released to the public at this time. The suspect, though, has been identified as Timothy Waugh, a 55-year-old from Royal Palm Beach.